Hi, everybody. You probably got some questions like, why did the last video end so quickly? Why are they wearing different clothes? Where's Tellulah? Good question. So, fun fact, I'm on the northeast side of the United States, and when we were recording this, we had one of the best, and by best I mean worst, winter storms of the year. And that
Awesome.
caused internet to go all kind of crazy, including my internet to just die. But we're back, and I'm slightly hitting my mic, which is not a good sign.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I
showed that
love
mic
hearing
his
it in my
boss.
eardrums.
Sorry about
Yes,
that.
it's like ASMR a little bit, but bad.
Yeah.
BSMR.
BDSMR.
No. 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 So
New Twitch channel alert?
we left off. We had just finished up doing the attributes in the last video. We are basically going to push past that, get the skills done, and we're going to finish up the video today. It's going to be a quicker video, just because we're kind of shoehorning this into people's days. So let's kick names and take butt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inconvenienced, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, my family's eating dinner right now upstairs, and I'm kind of hungry, so we're going to do this video as fast as possible.
Fair enough.
All right, so moving off of attributes, we move on to skills. And the way skills work is there's 165 days of summer vacation, and the big question is, how do you spend it? No, sorry. No, 165 of your fortune
Go to
starting.
Happy World Land.
There you go. Or you build a roller coaster.
Yeah! That's why we're friends, brother. Sorry, go ahead, guys. We're old.
So it is 15 points per skill rank, and with 165 points, that equates to 11 ranks of skills. So their recommendation is to raise at least 4 skills to rank 3 and 3 other skills to rank 2. You don't exactly have to do that, but you have to keep some things in mind. Those skills being arts, which is creation, inspiring, things like that. This is for your food truck. This is going to be, cooking. Cyber tech, which is controlling and, drones or hacking into things, breaching into things, is the terminology of the day. Deception is exactly what it sounds like. Humanities is history, social sciences, law, current events. Influence is persuading and being nice to people, the opposite of deception. Magical arts, which is understanding and possibly using magic. Melee combat, observation, physicality. Piloting, which is controlling, vehicles and creatures. Range combat, and sciences. And the way it works is everyone starts with 1 skill point in all skills, and that is considered the bare basic minimum. 1 skill point in piloting lets you drive the car. If you do not have that, which if you want to, you can reduce something to 0 to gain 5 fortune back, then you do not know how to drive. You're one of the, you're people who just don't know how to drive.
Some people don't.
Some
and
people
that's
don't.
okay.
So, let's get everything kind of tossed into it. I know, Jay, you are going to be a sublime artist, so you need at least 3 ranks into your magical arts, and that turns your magical arts to sublime arts. You're also going to probably want at least 3 ranks into melee combat as well, because that is the punching.
Fucking perfect. Okay, so that being said, I assume we put that somewhere in our character sheet.
Yes, if you look at the character sheets, you have a skills section.
What? That's amazing!
Dun dun. Why are you not fitting the page?
Did I pass it? I may have passed it.
First page, bottom right hand corner. It's a whole chunk of them. It shows the skills, shows what their rank attribute is.
Found it! Sorry. It's been a day.
It has been a day.
Be prepared to do math.
I have my calculator ready. The calculator that all of my math teachers said I would not be carrying around in my pocket every day of my adult life. The liars.
The liars.
Good point.
Yep. Hey kids,
So
if
I'm
you're watching this,
assuming
your
that-
math class is virtually useless. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. So we can put one in all of our ranks and not have to spend any of our 165
Correct.
points. Is that what you're telling me? Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to start with 165 on my calculator.
Well,
But
no.
I
Remember,
need
we just break it down to that's 165 becomes 11 skill points. That's much easier math to do. So just you have 11 ranks of skills to put wherever you want to put them. And again,
I didn't prepare myself mentally for that simplicity. Okay, it's fine.
And even if we want to go even simpler, you get 4 skills at rank 3 and 3 other skills at rank 2.
They don't have that nice little chart here like they did for the
attributes. No, they did not.
attribute point. That's fine.
It's
and
in
then
that
everything
little bolded
else
section.
is a 1.
Yeah.
Or a 0 if you want 5 fortune back.
So
Right. So, like, if I want to be the most unobservant bitch ever, I can get 5 extra points by taking away this.
Exactly.
I thought about taking it away and piloting, but then
No.
that doesn't make any
Yes,
sense.
Jay, you've been trying to say so for a couple times.
I should put 3 into.
So, at least 2 of the skills that you want to have. So you have 4 skills at rank 3. 2 of them should be magical arts and melee combat.
Okay, so magical arts. Oh, they're right next to each other. That's dope. Okay, so rank.
Alphabetical order. I love you.
Anyway, so.
So, okay, I guess another important question for you, Jay, is: Are you going to parkour?
Yeah.
That's a really important question. Dean doesn't parkour. I'm just throwing that out there.
But if he could, he would.
Do you think he would?
What is
Well,
he doing all those flips for? He
no.
looks like a jackass.
But
And
yeah,
then, like, the second the person finally touches the ground, he's just gonna run him over with the car anyway. Yeah, okay, I don't need to do parkour. That being said.
all right. Well, what I mean in general is that physicality is probably another good one for you because that's the sneaking, climbing, sleight of hand, acrobatics. That is the moving your body to do the fun things that aren't the violent fun things.
What rank are we currently? We're going
What-
to be going into rank 3, or are we just starting at rank 1?
So
That's
you
not the same as level, is it?
this is not the same. There's no levels in this. That's everything is just more of. They said you'll never level up in Subversion. Instead, you just get more fortune added to the pile of things you can spend on.
You just learn more.
Yeah. Like, it means basically buying more paradigm abilities, which we'll talk about later, buying higher skill ranks, buying higher attributes.
Gotcha. So a skill would start at, like, say, probably 1.
Yeah, all skills start at 1. All skills have a free 1 level rank in them. So you have 1s down the
So
line.
we should put. Okay. Let me start doing that.
They say, yeah, they assume that you've grown up in this world and you know a little bit about something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, so the what are, like, how many, like, what am I adding on to, and how much of it do I have?
So
Am I adding onto the rank? Am I adding onto attribute?
you're always going to be adding to rank. We did the attributes already. Those are going to add as bonuses. So the way the die system works is you roll a number of 6-sided die equal to what your skill rank is. Then you take the highest 3 dice you roll.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
And add those together.
and then add your attribute as a bonus on top of that number. So, for
Okay.
example, if you roll off 2 5s and a 4, then you rolled a 14. If your say your brawn was like 3, then you rolled a 17. Does that make sense?
Yes.
For things that say, like, on arts, it says it's either charisma or awareness. Is that either situational, or is it whichever one's the highest?
Yes, basically. It's going to be situational, but as long as you can make a convincing argument, as to
Okay,
why
'cause I
it
was
should
reading
be
that in the.
your higher one, then you're good to go.
I'm just typing those
And
in
then
really quick while I'm
the
doing it.
the way this works is the way it's broken down. The way they recommend is you can have 4 of your ranks or 4 skills at rank 3, 3 other skills at rank 2, and then everything else remains at rank 1. And that gives you a good, well-rounded pyramid of a class
Makes sense.
or character, not class. Sorry,
You should be.
I'm a terrible monster.
But you are a little monster.
No.
I have 2 more points. What do I do?
Okay. And quit. Okay. What? I'm so sorry. How many do we have at rank 3?
4.
Start with 4. Okay. So I would want like magic arts rank 3. I would want melee combat at rank 3.
And probably physicality at rank 3 as your main 3, and then you have 1 left over to kind of like be what have you been really, really good at. Whether that's range combat, you want to use a gun as well. Whether that is piloting and you want to be a good driver, observation to notice details, deception to be good at lying to people.
I'm gonna go with 3 on observation.
Okay. And then
I know
now
it's
you
not
have.
necessarily very Dean of me, but it'll make me happy.
There you go. And then you have 3 other skills to go to rank 2.
Thank
And
you.
then
Okay.
you're set.
This makes I'm.
Yeah, I know.
Sir, I am with you. I am on the train.
Alrighty. We are on the food train.
If nothing else,
He's on the train.
I feel like Aegis and I are really good examples because this isn't something that we've done a lot of.
No.
So
It's true.
yeah.
Oh,
I have 1 more point to spend. I've got my 4 threes. I'm trying to get.
and just a reminder, Aegis, you have at least 3 in cybertech and at least 3 in piloting.
I do. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I've got 3 in cybertech, 3 in piloting, 3 in science, and 3 in arts.
Okay, that makes sense. But you gotta make sure, because if you didn't have the ones in piloting, you wouldn't be able to get the jumper stuff you're looking for later.
Yeah, I was reading that and I'm like, but I need to be able to jump
Brutus.
things.
Yeah.
Brutus.
Brutus is probably the pizza arriving now. Butters.
I feel you, Brutus.
What do we have do we
Yes.
have ours in there? Hit me with them, because I know you probably already got it figured out.
Okay. Yeah, I already got it figured out. Yeah, super nerd. Science, I went 3. Range combat, I went 3. So I bought a pistol. Observation, I went 3. Deception, I went 3.
Okay.
And then 2 in cybertech, 2 in influence, 2 in melee combat, and the rest are all 1s.
Understood.
Done. I even got my attributes added in.
Awesome.
Miscellaneous modifiers, that's anything that, like, for elves, I get an extra +1 in observation.
Yes, or
That's
like
where
Can I
that
get
any.
something in Aegis?
What?
You do. You get extra
you.
1 to your. You get extra 1 to your Aegis because of your orc lineage.
There we go.
Don't think I have any others that I could track down that
None
fit
of that affects what we're doing right now anyway, so never mind.
Yeah.
different stuff and things.
I'm
Also-
not the most fighty Yeti.
I mean, you don't
What?
have to be. That's what we have.
No, because I'm gonna put my last thing into observation because I gotta make sure people aren't trying to like steal my tip jar or something like that. Fuckers.
And if you look at the screen now, we have the skill ranks explained essentially. 0 unskilled, 1 is basic knowledge, 2 apprentice, 3 competent, 4 good, all the way up to 9 ranks, and 9s are just like the legendary like people who are insane, like just absolutely just
The goat.
yeah, like
Man.
people who are unrivaled in the world.
My observation's a 7 right now.
How?
Damn.
No.
What do you mean?
Remember how we don't add these together. It's not
Oh.
this is not skill ranks plus your attribute. Your
So
skill-
why are there plus signs there?
Okay.
There's
so-
another plus after the attribute. for miscellaneous modifier.
How
So
many-
even that wouldn't have been right.
3 plus 3
Oh.
plus 1. Anyway, Joe, continue.
Okay. So, we move on to the paradigms, as people have been
Yeah,
calling it
paradigm.
nonstop. All right, paradigms. So here's how they work. 102. Okay. So, for those of you who are familiar with like the more loosey-goosey stuff, you'll be understanding what paradigms are. For those of you who are more used to like more class-based things like D&D, paradigms kind of are like class buckets, where instead of having to like tie yourself to one class and only get those abilities, you say get to pick and choose from a couple of different paradigms back and forth. So we have a couple of different options here. We have the trained paradigms. I'm on page 125, by the way, for those who are playing along at home. Things like the brawler, which is melee combat, taking damage, keeping it ticking, basically being the big punchy person. The face, the artist, the delver, which is all about exploring things. The magic hunter, which is, stop the magic from being used. Researcher, mastermind, rouser, which is like a rabble rouser, where you're the leader and inspirer.
Rabble.
The militaire, who
Good song,
is
too.
a soldier, or mercenary. The watchdog, who is an investigator. The scoundrel, which is an expert in thievery, sneaking in the underworld. So that's more of the roguish type things. And then we have, and this is one of the fun things. This is one of the great things about Subversion, is that in the same thing that we have of the training and the Batman equivalent of I've just been training really good and I have nothing special about me. We have the cyber paradigms, which is all about learning how to use technology, and also the cyberware itself, which is about replacing bits of your body with robotics, and the arcane, sacred, and sublime magic. So all it's all in that same kind of bucket choices. So they recommend 60 fortune to be used.
So it's like about 6.
Yeah,
whatchamacallit.
it's going to be about 6 choices. Some of them are more expensive, some than others. Jay, let's take a look, because one of the big things you want to be is a Yojin of Fire, correct?
I mean, as long as I have a good ghost hunter, I'm a...
Okay. Is that what you want to be the primary? The primary is going to be the ghost hunting?
Yes.
Okay, so let's head there first.
Correct. Yeah. I'm not... I'm trying to, build a character that's not my usual go-to
I get you.
character. You know what I mean?
So then we're going to go to Magic Hunter on page 136.
Magic hunter, gotcha.
On the character sheet, by the way, where it says PG rep, that means page rep, right? Like what
Yes.
page? Okay, I'm just making sure.
A magic hunter. Magic hunter, there he is.
So, it's one of those things of all of these are just solid choices.
Magic, in theory.
Which is
Mundane countermeasures, understanding the powers of magic, break the flow of magic, negative magic effect, elude magic, mana breaker, a mind apart from magic, understand creatures of magic. Oh.
Yeah, reliable 3 basically means that the lowest you can roll on those 6-sided die is going to be a 3 for influence or deception checks against spirits or other magical creatures.
I can't tell you how long it took me to picture a 6-sided die in my head until I saw one and I went, I'm the dumbest. I'm so dumb. I'm
Right, because you're sitting there like, what
oh my
crazy shape is
God.
that gonna be? Nah, bro, it's a cube.
It's like, oh, you mean the son of a bitch. Okay, anyway.
One of the biggest things you're going to want to do, at least Jay, is break the flow of magic.
Okay.
Because that basically means that when you inflict damage, either health or enmity, you get to do one of the following, which is basically increase dissonance from recently cast spell by 1. So basically make the sacred artist and the priests have to take an extra turn to help recover from the damage. Negate 1 bar of harmonized mana, which means you prevent. You're like those arc. Remember how I talked about how arcane magic builds, and they have to spend the actions to build up that kind of stuff. They're building up bars of harmonized mana. So you basically wailing on a wizard stops them from being able to channel as much mana, and basically have to keep on channeling longer. Negate the effects of all meditations until your next turn. If you do Yojin, and I say that because I just had a thought, and I'll talk about that with you in a second. Then basically fighting on the Yojin, when you attack them, you get to turn off one of their like ongoing effects. Because remember, arcane builds, Sacred Recover, Sublime persists. They have those always on effects. But yeah, and also give a temporary consequence to a spirit or magic creature that lasts for 1 hour. So basically, when you punch a spirit,
it'll have something shitty happen for an hour.
Yes. And remember, consequences basically just are start building up. And again, it's every time you attack. So every time you attack them the next hour, consequences build up. If you build up more than 6 consequences, you're out. You're passed out.
So like, gotcha.
So yeah, break the flow of magic is definitely going to be a good one. And I just had a thought. And
consequences.
It is up to you. Do you want to be a Yojin at all still, or do you want to basically just go straight mundane magic hunter?
So let's pretend I'm dumb and I don't know the difference between the two.
So basically, Yojin has the easy way out, and you spend some of your paradigm fortune into the mastery of fire, or any of the other masteries or the other elements for the sublime masteries, and it basically suffuses your body with mana and lets you punch a ghost.
Gotcha.
That is the easy way out. If you want to just instead put all of your paradigm fortune into magic hunting, then you're not going to be nearly as... It wouldn't be as easy to basically punch a ghost. You're going to have to find out more ways to hurt a ghost. But you'll be able to spend more on all these things that kind of like screw them over or break them down. Or it basically, this is leaning harder into the Dean side than the Dean Zuko build that we had before.
I would very much like to punch something and make it go away.
Okay. So then at least
whether or not that's with fire is up for debate.
Okay, but so yeah, that means we should probably save at least a little bit for the sublime mysteries. Okay. So,
so I should break the flow of magic somewhere, I imagine.
Yes, in your character sheet. On the
versus abilities.
Yes, abilities.
So break flow of magic,
and then paradigm is going to be magic hunter.
Magic hunter.
Page reference is going to be 137.
137, and effect is
just say like on damage.
Page.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that happens there.
7.
I have several tabs open with all of the different page this, more information on this page. I've got so glad I have like a 3-monitor setup here. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
let's say we're doing this half and half.
Okay.
So we have 20 more fortune to spend on the magic hunter side of your character.
Okay.
So we have breaking the flow magic. So we got that one. We can start doing things like. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I definitely want to hear.
Whatever you're gonna say is gonna be whatever you're gonna say is gonna be better. Whatever the fuck.
I was just gonna start listing stuff that I was gonna start reading stuff out loud. If you had a so thought, go for it. I
yeah, don't you don't have to do that for me. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The mundane countermeasures, like I feel like would be helpful. But the elude magic in general, I feel like could work in the same.
Well, notice if you look at what it says under elude magic, You need to have mundane countermeasures and 2 other abilities from this paradigm before you can take elude magic.
Okay.
That's how they get you.
Son of a bitch.
Same way with Mana Breaker, which does some horrendously amazing things to things to things you do to people.
But I also I have break the flow of magic.
You do have break the flow, but you also need
But
2 other.
I would also need 2 other things, and
Yeah.
I have 60 to work with altogether. Yes.
Yes, you have 60 work. That
Beautiful. Okay.
that's what we're talking about. Is that
I'm on this motherfucking train.
if you want to just like ignore the fire Yojin aspect of it and just be a pure mundane magic hunter, then you can start getting into things like Mana Breaker, because you can get up to there, because you'll be able to spend the fortune on that. If you
so I'm gonna go with I'm so sorry.
yeah no
Wow.
that's okay.
There's a lot happening here. Don't
Yeah.
be sorry.
Oh, no, I hate interrupting. I always feel like an asshole. Understand creatures of magic. I feel like that's going to be really good to have, and that's going to be my half and half, I think.
So understanding creatures of magic. You have and break the flow of magic. What's your third one?
Oh yeah, there would be 3.
Yep.
Why are there only 4 spots and abilities?
Because they didn't have there's just physically room on a sheet kind of situation. It's one of those, it's definitely one of those things of you can definitely buy a bunch of them, but it's more there's not like it's things like for example, if you replace like if you get up to Mana Breaker or elude magic, you just replace that for break the flow because it has the expanded feature kind of situation.
Okay, and one more for.
Actually, no. We'll hold on that. We don't even worry about Magic Hunter right now. Let's head back. Let's head over to Yojin of Fire, and
Sure.
let's see if that is gonna help us out with anything.
Yoga Fire. Yoga Flame. That's not what that is. I'm sorry. What page are we on?
No worries. Okay. So here's the thing.
Yoga. Sorry. Well, that's my last one.
Go to page 174. Because that's gonna start us on Earth, and we're gonna look through all of the 5 elements that they have.
Earth, water, fire. Hold on. I was just checking out what the void is.
That's fair.
I'm like, ooh, that sounds dark and spooky.
And now here's the thing. The way Sublime works is you get to choose one element that you have basically saturated your body with. Fire definitely works for you and is a good thing that you've been using before.
I would have saturated my body with void.
Yeah, basically you would have, like...
So I would have voided my body.
You're done.
I was waiting. Like I knew that's where you were going.
Yeah.
with it.
I couldn't disappoint you. I knew it was going, and I'm like, I can't stop this. What the fuck is void exactly? I guess.
Okay, so void
Is it like a black hole or like?
Yes, it's the null energy of everything like that, and it basically, its main things are about being completely empty magically, in the sense of things don't affect you and you get to manipulate the things around you. And basically there's some I think it's Void Body.
Yeah.
Void Body lets you walk through things.
Grit? Yeah.
Fill the void basically means that you can draw everything towards you in medium range. So basically it's just like you're doing the Kirby at that point. Like as stupid as it sounds, Kirby is a fantastic example of Way of the Void, where it's you are nothing but like the emptiness, the hunger inside of you is what draws people towards you. What like you can like strip away powers from people.
You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's stick with fire.
Okay.
So, um,
So here
Ashes of
is
Fate. Whenever you
how.
succeed on tested grid health.
Yep.
Oh,
So-
I feel like that would be helpful. At
So
some
here's
point.
how this works. You can buy as many abilities as you want. You can have one meditation active at a time, and you'll see that like under Soul of Fire or Focus Intent, next Focus Intent, but Explosive Burst they list as meditation. And basically, a meditation is just an always-on thing that you have going for you.
Gotcha. Thank you. Understood.
Yep. Now, for every additional 4 abilities from the paradigm, so when you get your 5th ability from Way of Fire, you can have 2 meditations active.
Oh, neato. Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha.
So,
Burning
Go-
Touch. I
yep,
feel like
that's
a good place to start.
exactly where I was going to suggest.
Yep. Firestorm. Sorry, it felt appropriate. I'm sorry.
But you also do like the both sides of Burning Touch, where one, your fists get the fire damage, but you can also just choose to end the meditation and explode out in fire.
Sorry.
I think that's gonna happen maybe once or twice during this campaign.
Come on, man. I did so good with Fill the Void. I didn't laugh. I didn't
I'm
say
proud.
anything.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come on, man.
You did good, Jay. You get a cookie.
Don't tease me like that.
I mean,
I
you
would
have
love
to
a
get
fucking
you.
cookie.
Okay, you have to come here to get the cookie, but like you still get a cookie.
Eager Spark. You gain 6 initiative and gain augment 3 on the first round of cinematic. Okay,
Basically-
fucking what?
Okay, so well, remember, Ear
Yeah,
Spark
they're-
requires 3 other abilities from this paradigm, so it's going to be something you'll get down the
Okay.
line. Plus 6 initiative, just what it sounds like, it means you go even faster in combat. Augment 3 basically means you roll 3 additional die, whatever skill you're going to roll.
And what's a cinematic?
Cinematic is like combat.
Okay.
It's basically the different modes of play. Like there's downtime, there's cinematic for like doing like cinematic. They call it cinematic because it's not just combat. It's also going to be things like we go into cinematic when you guys are sneaking into a building, or we go into cinematic when it's you guys are trying to like negotiate with somebody, where it's whatever the cinematic scene would be of the camera spinning around and the tense back and forth between you guys and some enemies. Yes.
Sorry. Soul of Fire.
Soul of Fire. Where's Soul of Fire?
Meditation.
Oh, fire.
Whenever you trigger an impulse, gain an additional +2 grit. You gain 1
Anonymity.
that word armor.
Yep. And so basically that means is that if you switch to Soul of Fire, and you can switch your meditation every day when you start your day, you meditate and lock in your meditation.
Mm-hmm.
When
I feel
that
like right now, like the only other the only one that's not a meditation that I have to really pick from is focused into intent.
Correct. So you're gonna have a couple different options, but picture them like cards in a deck, and you could just choose one at the start of every day to kind of lock in. For this one,
Okay.
when you give in to an impulse, which I believe your impulse was indulgence or impetuous.
Sure.
We would have written down earlier, but that's okay. That was last video ago. Then the whole point of your impulses is that when you do your impulse, you gain grit back.
I
To
think
help-
his was impetuous, by the way.
Okay, that's fair. But
It was definitely impetuous.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
But the whole point of giving into your impulse is getting grip back to use during like the investigation or during the adventure. So for Soul of Fire, it's whenever you are triggering your dark side, your less than refined side, you gain additional grit back, and it gives you mental armor because the enmity is your mental damage.
Okay. I like it. Although explosive burst.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Remember, you can spend 30. If you want to just do half and half, you have 30 fortune to spend on the Way of Fire. So you can do burning the Burning Hands one, the Soul of Fire, and explosive burst, and do all of those.
I think we'll do that.
Okay.
And just have a decent lineup to start with, and then call it good for there.
So then, here's the thing: we have 10 more fortune to spend.
Yep.
Because we only spent 20 on. Oh, hold on. There is one you may want to just take advantage of.
Okay.
Under Brawler on page 131.
Mm-hmm.
Martial arts. You know how to use your body as a weapon. Your unarmed attacks do 2d6 damage instead of 1d6 damage. So with the fire, you'd be doing 3d6 damage by punching somebody.
Yeah, that's yep. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
Then you're all set on that. Butters, what'd you choose for your paradigms?
I went straight Watchdog.
Okay.
And we had 60 to choose from. One that I have to get back to the right page. I wasn't sure if I was going to take Consulting Detective because I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to, if that was going to be too complicated for you to like bring me in a side quest as a consulting detective on our first go out. So I picked Good Listener, Paper Trail, Browbeat, Watch Closely, and then I spent 20 on Elementary Deductions.
Okay.
These are all on page 143.
Quick thing, this side gig downtime action is basically when I go into downtime, you just said, hey, I'm pulling up a side gig and doing that instead. And it lets you just gain favor with the relations or factions involved in law enforcement.
Right.
That being said, none of your really relations or factions that you have connection to are involved with law enforcement, so you're probably not going to do them anyway.
I'm actually trying to actively avoid the law checks.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. So, yeah. But yeah, the rest of them seem completely my neo-noir detective, so.
Good. How are we doing, Aegis?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out. So I have extra fortune, which I'm probably going to use on my paradigms, if that's okay, because I have 10 extra fortune, so I can do like an extra thing. I'm just trying to figure out what would be the best, because I know this, and I know this much. I want a cybernetic arm. So that's going to be 10 right there.
Yep.
Because that's where my spatula is going to be.
Good.
For flipping my mini burgers, as well as many other things. But for my arm... Huh?
Nothing.
What did you say to me?
I didn't say anything about the stranger.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see. It's on my right arm. It's okay. So for the cybernetic arm enhanced, because I get 2 enhancement slots, right?
Yes.
So I want a smuggling pod, because I feel like that would come in handy.
Which page is cybernetic arm on? I'm just trying to...
It's 152. Sorry, 152.
No worries.
But then I wasn't sure which would be better. I was thinking that enhanced agility would be a good idea, because I only have 1 in agility anyway, so I can use that to...
Well, here's the thing. I just want to remind you. You do know that for each enhancement, it costs 10 fortune.
No.
Yep. So you have 2 slots in the cybernetic arm.
Okay. So what do I do for those slots?
If you look at cybernetic arm enhancement, prerequisite cybernetic arm dot 10 fortune. So basically, you have 2 slots that are available for you. So you can
but each slot costs 10 fortune to fill?
Yes.
They don't really... Okay.
Yeah.
That changes things then, because I guess I either read it wrong, or the way that they do it isn't very...
That being said, like for example, you do like because the cybernetic arm for the 10 fortune, what you're getting there is you're getting the augmented 2 on all actions, including melee attacks that
Right.
prime rely on your arms. If you have 2 cybernetic
Right.
arms, it's really reliable through instant chest. So that
Okay.
is the primary benefit of the cybernetic arm. You also have 2 enhancement slots that you can do to buy other fun things.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm gonna chill for a second. Well, because I know I want cyber arm. I was thinking cyber stomach would also be really good because I can.
Well,
That's
I
on
do,
the next page.
yes, I do want to say though, you are planning to be a jumper, correct?
Yeah, so I probably don't need to worry
You
about the cyber
need
stomach
to
too
get
much.
a data jack.
I already have a data jack.
Okay.
Sorry, I had the data jack. I have the
Okay.
data jack is.
Just want to make sure
That was the first thing I wrote down. It just was not the page that I was on when I started
That's-
talking about. what
that
I'm
is
looking at.
fair.
Weird question.
Yep.
Weird answer.
In this world, the orcs' lifespan is based on the quality of food they eat.
Mm-hmm.
If an orc were to get a stomach, cyber stomach, do you think that could increase their health span, their lifespan?
I could see though. The cyber stomach itself gives +1 health. You're
I was gonna say, it
immune
gives
to ingested
+1 health.
toxins. You process food more efficiently, requiring half as much food, and you were able to go without food for 3 days before suffering an ill effect. So yeah, absolutely, I could definitely say that it would.
Cool. Thank you. I was just curious.
So let me
Cool
pop
lo-
into the
cool
jumper
lore.
things then.
Yeah.
Because I was figuring remote monitor would be good, keeping an eye out for trouble as we travel. And then I was also going to add defensive posture, but I'm not sure, like in this world, like, how much combat we're going to be getting into when we're out driving in our group.
So here is the thing, because it applies to drones and vehicles you control. If you don't think I'm going to input a high-speed chase with a food truck convoy, then you don't know me very well.
That's why I'm thinking I didn't know if I should do defensive posture or made for speed.
But another thing you can
that
do.
scene in Mad Max Fury Road was already in my head before we talked about this.
Another
That
fun
was
thing,
a
because
good show.
you mentioned not being the most shooty or the most combat person. You can buy a drone with your as part of your gear, and
Okay.
equip it with a weapon. And then you basically,
I'm not shooty. But my
then
drone is.
you're sending the drone in to fight in your place. And that would also help with defensive posture, gaining the guard, and you start the chasing position of 15.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do defensive posture then, which is page 149.
Yep, I'm there.
I'm putting these in my attacks and actions, by the way, because I'm.
That's fair.
All right, so that's 10 for the data jack, 10 for remote monitor, because again, looking for signs of trouble, checking remote sensors and all that.
Reliability is nice. I do know. So here's the thing: combat jumper is something that it seems redundant right now. I know they've fixed that in later versions. A later version just came out this morning, which I haven't had time to really review. That's why we're still going on the version of the playtest rules that we are starting with.
Okay.
That we're still doing. So combat jumper, it seems redundant now, but does now have a benefit of giving you augment 2 when you're attacking from a drone, if you want to go with that area as well. But yeah, made for speed, that definitely works. Like it's one of those things of made for speed. Probably like I fully admit I'm not gonna make it like a habit to be purely in vehicle chase scenes, but there's gonna be at least one. It depends on if you want to spend a paradigm on that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Probably a good idea. But like I'm just trying to make sure that I have 20, because now I know that they're, whatchamacallit, because there's cyber skin and color control with cyber skin.
That's
I wanted
fair.
to get cyber skin.
So yeah, that would be 20 fortune for that. And then yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's basically you can always set these up as goals to eventually get to.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So technically I do have 10 that I can still use for something. Because I've got data jack, remote monitor, defensive posture, cyber arm, and then cyber skin with color control, which gives me 60, but then I do have my extra 10
Yes.
5 from the cursed value, and then 5 from my debt.
So then let's do this instead. Let's go to purchasing gear and make sure you have all the gear set for you. And if you can fit
And then come
everything
back after?
within that, yeah, absolutely. 'Cause
Okay, I'm fine with that.
That's literally it. Like the after gear, we figure out like the defenses and that kind of value, and then we're done with character creation. We're in the tail end of everything.
Okay.
So heading to page 105 for the gear, they recommend starting with 10 fortune to do your gear.
So I'm moving things down because now I don't need to use my attacks and actions to write down my
That is fair.
abilities. Let me spell posture right.
No.
Jump it also.
Clock.
Butters.
When we get done with all of this, do
Yes.
you mind going over, like going back to skills and going over dulled?
So I can tell you right now
And-
what okay, dulled and what else?
Oh, the things we can spend grit on.
Yes.
Because I'm looking at that the one shot we did, and that box grit moves.
Mm-hmm.
Things that we can use those on that we might want to write down
So
on these sheets.
what dulled is basically dulled is the upper cap of what you can roll on your dice. So, for example, when you start having consequences by like taking a concussion or something like that, it'll dull you, and you'll have like a dulled 5, and that means that you can't roll 6s on your dice. They do not count.
Right, right. But how do we put on our skill sheet which ones are dulled 5, which ones are dulled 4? I know if you're proficient, so all the ones that we marked 3s are not dulled at all, right?
Yes, so it's something we'll talk about during the stream, and we'll remind people. But the way it works is you're always gonna roll 3 d6s. If you roll under, if you have skills that are under 3, you start getting them dulled. So for everything you roll that has a skill rank of 2, it's dulled 5. You can't roll 6s on that one. If you have a rank of 1 and roll it, that's dulled 4. So 4 is the highest you can roll for those.
Okay.
Alrighty. So going over gear, starting at page 105, you have 10 who's and what's it's in the thingamabobs. 10 fortune to spend on this, which each fortune ends up equating to about 2,000. They're called stands, STANZ, which are the sterling standard silver. Yes, like Ray stands.
That's the one. So we all have to have a halo of some kind.
It's
Also,
very much recommended. If you don't, then you don't have a phone. Essentially, you don't have a way for people to communicate you. And since we're all millennials, we definitely need to have our phones.
How much was a halo?
A personal halo is 2 fortune.
yeah.
It is
A palo, which is like the cheap, cheapo version, is 1 fortune. A
The
universal
book, where you at?
universal translator is 2 fortune, which might be helpful when we start talking about languages and that kind of stuff. And then tools, science, and medicine. So these are for portable laboratories, med kits, salve of life, which is salve of life would be nice. It's kind of like a healing potion. There's drugs. If you can buy drugs, you can. There's always drugs.
Of course, there's drugs.
There's always drugs.
Oh, good old King Mud.
Yeah.
You'll get some of
Injectable. I
that
wonder what
gum,
that's supposed to be representing.
Yeah, it's just mud. Nothing else. There's magical
mud.
gear, which is I don't think either of them are gonna apply for you. The Shalmu.
checked.
Alrighty. Espionage and security for our local watchdog.
You might
Oh,
be
yeah.
a king or a little bug sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the reaper.
Survival and exploration gear, not going to be that important. Vehicles and transportation.
Hazmat suit.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be punching people in a hazmat suit, you can. So remember, as part of a community, you guys have the motor pool to use. That being said, if you guys want to have a personal that is still the community's motor pool. If you guys want to have a personal vehicle that the community cannot take from you, like as in just like it's not community property, and so it's not like, hey, grandma needs to borrow the car, so you gotta walk to go punch the ghost. Then you have to buy your own vehicle. For example, the Outriders, that faction, they all have purchased their own motorcycles. So that
So how do I get a Chevy Impala?
you go look at the vehicle list.
Funny enough, Dean or not, I still probably would have gone with that. But still. I mean,
Oh man,
how
we
do you
need a
not?
black van for the 18.
Oh, we do. That's true. I need a fucking 18-wheeler that's split in two for my house and my whatchamacallit.
So that's gonna be part of the motor pool thing. That basically, you buying a car would be an additional thing, like because you're not taking the 18-wheeler on missions with you. That's staying with the convoy.
18-wheeler.
Hey,
I mean, I can. It's built for that. No. That's the point. I can take the 18-wheeler, but I can leave the RV because they detach.
Okay. What I'm saying is, like...
We're not going on.
Yeah.
That's true. But I'm going to get myself a ground drone.
I'm
Yes.
sure if you steal the 18-wheeler, Grandma will say something about it.
It's my 18-wheeler. I'm paying off the fucking debt for it. It's mine. I live in it. It's mine.
And then armor's on page 114. It's probably a good idea to get at least some kind of armor.
I mean, if you're a wuss, Cobra Kai.
Cyber skin, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's... Trust me, I when I was tinkering around with making Enoch, the Outrider, I focused on how do I make this Sasquatch the toughest motherfucker in existence.
Makes sense.
What page is it on? So
I
one-
love that you went with that name too, by the way.
Of course. It was a good name. 114. I got synth letter armor, armored clothing, body armor, and the apotropaic amulet.
Now, out of curiosity,
Yes.
with these, is it like kind of similar to how like classes work? Like if I'm in like pretty heavy body armor, I'm not going to be able to use magic as well, kind of thing.
Nope, your magic will work just fine. The big thing because of the setting, if you buy body armor, do you see how it says conspicuous? Basically,
Yeah, because people are going to be like, "You're looking for fucking trouble."
exactly. If you want to spend the fortune cost to have it, go for it. I would honestly say, because you don't have to buy
clothing.
armored clothing would be nice, but because you don't have to have because you don't have to have a weapon, you might want to spend 2 fortune to buy at least 1 apotropaic amulet, because those
And just
it's
interrupt.
yep, and it's 1 use only. And if you look at the armor value, it's 10 Aegis, so it's literally a plus 10 to your magical defense 1 usage. So like if you're basically about to be hit with a big spell, or like a demon is about to possess you or something like that, you can burn the amulet and gain just a gigantic bonus to your magical defense.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, so they're 1 use only. After that, they are screwed, and you gotta go buy another one. But it's kind of like Ghost Watchers. It's like having the the right item on you when the ghost tries to attack you in Ghost Watchers. It's like, no, I'm burning the incense. Now I'm screwed because I'm still stuck in the house with you, but I've at least survived this attack.
Be right back. I'm sorry.
So I'm thinking I should use some of my fortune for... Should I use an aerial drone? Probably.
I mean, aerial drone would be fun. It gives you the
Aerial
little
drone with
little buzz
aerial
buzz.
attack drone.
Yeah.
Nice for surveillance.
Yeah, I got you guys. And it's also, I can use it as a delivery drone or a mobile billboard.
True. If you are doing an attack drone, don't forget to buy a gun for it. because you can
Yes,
buy
I have
among
to
the
go do that.
drone things. You can buy the expanded. Yeah, because trust me, I was the first version I made of Enoch was a jumper. So I was like, how do I make having like the biggest drone possible of Doom?
Right. So where do I find the weapon that the gun that I can?
So it's any standard gun. So that'd be, I think it's 113 that's got the list of them.
Oh, the combat gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing this and like, can I just have a single-use rocket launcher? This gigantic. It'll look like a fucking mini pistol in my hand, but it'll be like a fucking. Just kidding.
But yeah, so like anything, but the thing is, so your drone has a mount. Anything
Right.
that you put into the mount, you can take out of the mount. So like if you want to go, like if you want to buy a pistol, you can mount that on the drone and then later on remove it from the mount and carry it around like a pistol.
I just got a great image of a pistol or of a fucking aerial drone running around with a club in its hand, beating people. Like,
Honestly,
oh man.
set it on a rotating arm at high speeds and it's like
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a propeller blade, but underneath.
give it a sword.
A little knife, a little pig sticker. I
So
kind
for
of
the-
want to give it a sword, but it's conspicuous and frightening.
You'd also
so-
be adding the drone's brawn, which is not a thing. That's okay. Puppy being puppy.
That's
Yes.
okay.
or toddler being toddler.
Aegis is
puppy being
figuring
puppy.
out how to mount her drone, so we're fine.
All right.
How to add.
We don't
Sharp
kink shame here
weapons
on the
to
A
them.
team.
It's true. I'll probably just go with a pistol.
Okay.
It's frightening times 6 though. Like, is there any?
So basically, the frightening value is if you are using that to threaten somebody. It helps. It helps. That's your starting position.
What
Like,
about the illicit?
illicit basically just means that it is it's legal to have as a person, and you need someone with at least that level of influence to go pick it up another one. So you need to find someone with influence 2, which is very easy to find. Remember,
Yeah.
you guys are influence 4. So essentially, I can't believe I'm about to say this words. Grandma might be able to help you find a machine gun if you
Sweet.
need to.
I'm gonna do a rifle. Maybe not a machine gun, but
Okay.
I'll do a rifle because I'm running
Folks,
out.
if you're
I'm running
watching
out
at
of
home,
money.
I can't pick a better sentence for you to motivate you to play this game more.
Grandma can help us find a machine gun. Two
Fuck,
fortunes and a
for the
rifle.
for the pistol, are you envisioning like a 6-shot?
It's
Just a revolver.
sure. It's whatever kind of pistol you'd want to make it, bud. It's
Okay,
all
I wasn't,
they're
I wasn't
all
sure if there was a.
they're all gonna function the same. We're close enough to that. So it's a 6-shot. It's also a semi-automatic. It's also a flintlock that you've magically charged to reproduce bullets into it.
Also, a way for you to remember the face of your father.
Yes.
Thank you for that one, Jay.
We got you, bud.
I hope that goes well.
We'll see.
We shall see.
Hey, future Jay, when you're watching this, did they make the show? Is it good?
You said how much did we have for gear? Just 10?
10 as part of your starting allotment, and then if you
Okay.
have any extras, you can feed into it.
Okay, I suppose I should probably go and look and see how much I actually have right now, right?
Right, meow.
Right now? So I used 36 for that. For attributes. And then what was it, 165? For the thing.
Yes.
And you took
Let me just
debt,
put this in
so
order.
you have an extra 5 or 10.
Right, I started out, so I'm starting off with 285 as opposed to 275, so I've already done the addition. Now I'm just doing subtraction. You're gonna confuse me if you add more to this equation, bro. Stop it.
I know it was the math.
Simple arithmetic.
All right. Anyone else have any questions about gear that they want to get out of the way?
No, I bought a pistol and then all the Batman stuff.
Good.
I got
Good.
2 amulets. I'm doing great. Or 2 amulets and some armor.
All right. Don't forget to
So
spend
I,
at least.
I still have. Go ahead.
Don't forget to spend at least 2 fortune on your Halo as well, so you have Grandma can call you if she needs milk on the way home.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What page was the Halo again?
Halo's at the start, 105. Like
105, thank you.
the 105 is literally like the starting, like, here are things that everyone in the world has. And then it just becomes increasingly more unhinged from there. It's like, do you want a cell phone? Do you want a universal translator? Great. Do you want a portable science lab? What? Do you want some art supplies? What? And then, do you want a machine gun? What? Do you want a magical amulet to protect yourself? All right, go sit down.
You keep saying the words want. Yes. Can I have it? Should I have it? No.
All right, Aegis, you started to say something. Sorry.
Oh no, I just have 14 fortune left, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to put it on.
Yep. Now you can also go back and buy. You can start buying some stuff for your arm.
What's the best Halo you can get?
It is the Halogram, which is a completely digital version of a Halo. Like, it has holograms that you basically just display in front of you.
I'm gonna get that. Just for fun.
It is 3 fortune holograms, named for their lack of physical interface and presence only in augmented reality, are the category of high-end halos used by those who can spare no expense for the smoothest experience possible. Require the utmost security in protecting their digital life.
Yeah, that sounds like you, Jay.
Spare no expense.
It's been
At no expense.
Well, I'm very... Hey, Future Jay, how's the new phone? I hope it's cool. I don't know why I'm asking questions.
So here's something to just put out there. For the same cost as the Halogram, you can also get a Graylo, which is a black or gray market Halo that cannot be traced back to you.
Yeah. It's it has like fake IDs and shit, which feels like something that a Dean Winchester type would have.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about it.
Well, I'm sure a Special Officer Pert would agree with that, yeah.
So I'm not going to do my cyber skin just yet. I'm going to be my normal plain Yeti self.
Okay.
Really?
Just for now, it's going to be a goal. You got to
Okay.
have goals, right? You
Nice.
got to have things that you're working towards. So I'm going to have my arm with the smuggling pod,
dope.
and that'll still leave me with 14. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. So now I just want to know what else I'm gonna get.
Is it? Hold on. Is the enhanced data jack 15 more?
I was thinking it's full body, the full
Yeah.
body data jack. So that's only 5 more. So I might get that. I might upgrade to that because it looks like that's the better way to go anyway.
Well, hold on. It's because it's one of those things of you're gonna do the glare at me, and I apologize, but it is I think because you need the basic data jack to have the full body data jack, so I think you have to spend the cost for both.
Oh, okay. I see you. I see what you mean. You right. I only have 14, so I can't.
Okay. You can also just keep it as walking around money. Or things to buy later on.
Yeah. Might be the way to go. I'm just double checking the cybernetic stuff. Stuff.
I'm sorry. 1 fortune is how many silver pieces?
2,000 stands.
I have 12,000 stands technically if I have 6 fortune left over.
That's
Yes.
a whole lot of raise.
Love it.
Somebody's got to go down there.
Okay.
It's spelled the same way too. STANZ.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. I have no use for any of these fucking spells. Not one. I don't give a fuck. I'm tech.
Boo.
Wah.
All right, so are we ready to kind of like do the wrap up and just be done? Because we're at that point.
We can wrap up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
grab myself some armored clothing
Yeah, no, absolutely.
that fits me because and things are not my size. What? No. Supposed to be at 12 now? Thank you. My
Mark,
calculator doesn't know how to do simple arithmetic either, so.
Good.
you
All right.
came to Kemi, didn't you?
So
What? No.
on your character sheet, on the
What?
middle of the first page, right above the skills, you should have guard, vigilance, aegis, armor, adamant, and initiative. Everyone
Yes.
seeing those?
I
Yes, sir.
am.
Okay. So
Okay.
guard is your agility.
999 in there.
No. Your guard is agility times 2 plus 6.
3 times 2.
So I can help out with the math if anyone is
I
getting
did it.
mental stuff. Hey.
Now, is that base or is that with our whatever we get from having extra shit? That's our
What do you
base
mean by
agility
extra
times
shit?
2 plus 6?
E-
So like if we have an armor or a clothing piece that gives us extra agility, we don't count that here.
No, you would count that in. That all kind of factors in.
Okay.
There's an armor piece that gives agility.
I was gonna say, like, do we have that?
I think one of the cybernetic enhancements gave.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Cybernetic enhancements definitely yes. Yeah, that all still factors in. And that is well, your guard is your physical defense. Your vigilance is your mental defense, and that is wit times 2 plus 6.
I didn't write down all of these, so I'm just gonna write the equations down and calculate them and give them to you after.
No
So.
worries.
What was vigilance again? What wit times 2?
Wit times 2 plus 6.
Okay.
And then Aegis is your spiritual magical defense. Aegis is our spiritual and magical defense, folks.
Yes,
And that is
right.
awareness times 2 plus 6.
So I can
That'd be plus
pretty
1
much
from-
assume that these are all going to be times 2 plus 6.
Yeah, no, we're about to get weird. So, armor and adamant. So armor is basically stuff you're going to get from the armored clothing, and that's going to give you basically damage reduction on physical attacks. Adamant is damage reduction on mental attacks, and you get that from different like spells and things like that. Or you might get some as like a benefit from like doing an impulse or doing a favor. Initiative.
It's something you roll for.
No, actually, this is actually a status thing. But if you roll for initiative in other games, so I am still proud of you, Jay. So this is the fun one.
Oh, I see it. I literally just found it in the book.
Wait, so what armor do we have?
Do whatever you bought.
Whatever you bought.
What did I buy?
Okay, well you can go back and check later. So agility times 3.
This is for initiative.
Yes. Plus awareness times 2.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Jesus fuck.
that's why when Aegis is like, hey, this is all gonna just be this plus 6. No, we're
You
going
didn't
weird
tell
for
me
initiative.
it was. You didn't tell me I had to do like the PEMDAS crap over here.
Yeah.
All right, so agility times 3 plus wit times what?
Awareness times 2, then plus wit, flat wit.
Okay. And what were the? Did you tell us the whatchamacallits for armor and adamant, or did you just say
That comes from your gear or abilities. So like certain paradigms will give you, like I think part of like
Oh,
the
okay, so I
Rabble
just have to
Rousers-
go back and yeah.
Yeah. Like for example, if you did pick up the cyber skin, that comes with the +2 armor attached to it.
Right.
So things like that those are the things you'll automatically factor in.
Okay.
Let me know when everyone has their initiative down, because then we'll go on to the conditions and languages, and then we're set. All right. So for health, this is going to be the number below the slash.
Okay.
Is your brawn times 4 plus 12.
What's 0 times 4? Got it.
So it's a 12. That's why they give you some kind of benefits here.
Yeah, right. So you said
You-
it's what type? Brawn times 4 plus 12.
Yes, you scrawny,
Jesus Christ.
scrawny bastard.
I'm glad I didn't take it down to -1.
I think you can go to -1.
It would have been if I didn't add some stuff in there
Fight
instead.
out like it.
Sweet, I got
Your
28 health.
You brawny bitch.
You
I'm
are a
gigantic.
beast.
The quilted, quick picker upper. Aegis.
Anonymity, which is your mental health, is charisma times 4 plus 12.
All right.
All
I'll
set?
have to protect Butters with my gigantitude, won't I?
Yes. Yes, you will.
Gigantic.
You are going to be my Yeten shield in
Okay.
every encounter.
Okay. I
And
got you.
last but not least, your grit is will plus 6.
Butters, you can go in my arm pod.
Don't shove the elf in your
You
arm.
can go in my smuggling pod.
Nice.
Protect you in my arm.
Just a little guy.
You'll be like my personal mech.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alrighty. And that's it. You guys have characters.
What?
Guess.
Hooray!
My gosh.
Good. I
Huzzahs
am
all around.
We did a
cybered up
thing.
Yeti. It's great.
All right. So, it is going to be on the 7th that we have our first stream game.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I just realized it's the 5th.
Yep. It's the 5th when we're recording this.
What?
I'm gonna upload these 2 videos because I don't have time today to upload them to YouTube, so I'm uploading them tomorrow and then publishing them after work, and then I'll start spreading it out among the socials. Yeah, you guys are envoys. Congratulations.
And you've got
Yay.
food trucks.
And you got food
Huzzah.
trucks. Alrighty, folks. Thank you very much for hanging out with
did
us.
a thing.
Sorry for the craziness that has been these past 2 videos, but now that this is all set, we are ready
Some
to.
wild and crazy guys.
Hey-oh.
That's why we wear the tight pants so the ladies can look at our bulges.
And then we look for the ladies with the dog poopy on their shoes. You guys can't do this to me.
Oh,
I
I'm
love
too
it
tired.
That's great.
But yes, we will see everyone on 2 days' time for the first adventure of the Spring Street Takeout. I'm super excited for this. This is an amazing game. As always, in the descriptions are going to be the links to all these wonderful people, as well as the links to the Fraggin Unicorn Games site and the Subversion Kickstarter follow site. Kickstarter goes live on the 21st. Our game goes live on the 7th. We should have at least 3 sessions down, or at least 2 sessions, and then the 3rd session being on that day. So that will kind of, things will happen. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Don't forget, Grandma loves you.
See ya.
yes, she does.